Okay, this is Blake, and this is where we're at with the build of the Polar Lights Enterprise 1/350th scale. It's a nice size model, easy to work on. The seams are a little bit difficult to deal with, especially on the secondary hull here. You can see the top, what they call the strong back, has a little difficulty with some of its seams all the way to the back. I had to do quite a bit of puttying and priming to get that all to look kind of decent. So we're in the priming stage right now. I'm going to start loading up the all the plastic windows in it. The model's built pretty well. The way it's put together, I've been able to dry mount it all back together again, and it aligns very well. Here are the engine nacelles. Here's one of them. Again, the sealing of the seams on the top and the bottom was quite a bear. I lost actually some of the details, but I'm more of a perfectionist when it comes to seams than I am about losing a little bit of detail here and there. Here's another area that was very painful. It's the primary hull, the saucer. If you are familiar with this kit, you know that these side panels on the kit that house the windows are separate. They're in fact, I think there's 8 of them. So every so often, like right here, should be a seam. But I've done my best to sand everything down, putty them up, and get rid of the seams. You'll also notice that I built it kind of upside down from the way that the instructions tell you to build it. I placed or glued all these side pieces to the top hull. The instructions tell you to, oh, I'm sorry, this is the bottom hull. The instructions tell you to glue them to the top hull, but I wanted to be sure that I had a good seam on this end, on the bottom hull, and it also allows you to put all these side pieces in and then attach the windows. The problem with the other way is you have to put the windows in first. And there's a lot of sanding that needs to happen here. Also, one of the problems is with sanding and filling in the cracks between the window sections is that there's no way to sand everything down and leave all the sensor lines in place. Those are the fine little lines that run around the edge of the dish. Anyway, so those are gone. We'll just have to deal with them later. There's a decal that goes on there. Anyway, this I think came out pretty nicely. Hope you can kind of get a chance to see how that came out. That was really painful. So this part is about ready to get its windows mounted. Just to show you, here's the bottom half. Well, I'm sorry, I keep getting these mixed up. This is the top half. There are a couple little tricks that I learned while I was building this model. Well, actually, I'll tell you one thing right here. The bridge here has some very small slots in it, and you're supposed to mount a plastic part that is flat and protrudes out those slots, or at least fills up the slots like they are windows. And I forgot to do that. I didn't see that in the instructions. I put this all together and realized it later, so I'm going to have to stuff those plastic windows in there individually by cutting pieces off the original part that went in there. So that was kind of a bummer to realize. But anyway, one of the other things I've done is, okay, here's the neck, and it's got its windows installed. This has been primed and puttied, and the seams taken out of it. I think that came out nice. Now the trick that I learned is at my local hobby store, which is PCH Hobbies on PCH down in Lomita. It's a great store. Guys are really talented there, and they know what they're doing. They suggested using a product called Fast Mask. And what you do is you take your individual pieces of clear plastic that form the windows, and you dab on the Fast Mask onto each of the little window protrusions. And I just do that with a little skewer. So you dip it into the Fast Mask and touch it to the top surface, and it sort of by surface tension just sits on the surface. It doesn't really flow, so that's actually kind of nice. You can't tell if it's on there. The only way you can really tell is kind of touch it after it's dried, and it's a little bit mushy. Anyway, so once you get them installed, then you take a fine tool like a dentist's pick, and you just peel off the mask after you finish painting. So my plan here is to install the windows in the various pieces, like the strong back. I'm going to attach the neck to the strong back, but one thing you have to do is the neck captures the deflector dish. So you have to mount the deflector dish and then mount the neck on. So, like I said, the deflector dish kind of locks on to the, or I'm sorry, the neck locks onto the deflector dish. I did what I think kind of is a nice job with the deflector dish. This is a couple different processes. One is a clear blue that's painted on the back, and then there's a more of a solid blue that's painted on the back, but you end up with a part that's got, a decent color to it. I think it came out nice. I'm not planning to light the model, so I'm really just going for effect and hopefully some amount of accuracy in the model. So the next time we talk, we'll hopefully have some pieces together, final painting, and then we can start doing the Aztec decaling.